Rather just groove. Everybody
Local
just
206
move.
Music Brothers from Another. It's called Groove, featuring Asheroff. They have a release party on July 6th at Numos. This is Fresh Juice on Juice Radio, your music refreshment. My name is D Money, and you can follow me at D Money Juice. Speaking of 206, I got the cast of King 5 sketch television show, The 206, airing after Saturday Night Live in the old Almost Live segment. We got Chris and Cashman right here. What's good with you folks?
My name is not Pash Cashman, but
Yeah, come on. We're letting you behind the scenes of our TV show. Nobody else is in this giant room. It's just you, Juice.
but I like the Pash thing better than my real name, so could I just keep using that?
Yeah, let's go with Pash Cashman. Okay. By the way, what's up with John Don't Kick My Keister?
Yeah, you notice he's not a part of this exclusive interview.
He starts getting pretty hammered right after the show, and he can't really.
They got to wheel him out of here.
Yeah,
you know.
They take him out of here in a hand truck, pretty much. So.
No, he would have been here, but he didn't want to be. So.
And he told us specifically that he did not want to be part of anything you were involved with. I don't know where he's coming from with that.
We said, John, we got an interview today. He said, is that with Juice Radio? We said, yeah. And he said, your urban music refreshment? And he said, yeah. And he said, forget it. I'm out of here. And he took off. I mean, I've never seen him burn rubber before, but he did.
Do you even know him? Or why would he be so bitter?
Man, fuck John Keister, man.
Well, I think I could arrange that for you if you really want.
Do you have $40?
All right, being that this is a hip-hop show, gotta ask you guys, are you familiar with the genre at all?
Are we? With the what?
Hip-hop.
I'm more into hip than hop. How about you, Chris?
Yeah, you just mentioned, upcoming concert at Numos. I was just there for a big Sonics rally, and I actually got sweat on me from Nacho Picasso. He was on stage, and I was right there with him. So I'm entrenched. And actually, no, I will say, I listen to a lot of stuff now, but I have two small daughters, so I can't really listen to stuff that will scare them anymore. I listen to stuff like from the Wiggles and Nickelodeon music now, but I did go through a phase where all I listened to was Tupac and all of that, and probably scared this guy up here pretty good. My jeans got bigger and bigger, hats got bigger. My grades got lower.
Did you ever hear that song by the guy named Sir Mix-a-Lot? Have you ever heard of him?
Yeah, local guy.
He did a thing about big butts.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Are you familiar with it? Yeah. I just heard it.
We're very hip.
I just heard it yesterday, and I just thought, oh, wow, you can't say that. But he did.
He does like big butts, and he don't lie. But anyways, have either of you ever tried rapping?
Yes, in fact, if you look up, I don't know what you'd look up on YouTube, but if you typed in like YouTube Chris Cashman rap or something like that, you'll see that I did a rap battle with somebody who challenged me back when I used to do a TV show on Channel 11, and I'll let you guys, I don't want to bias you, you'll watch the video, but I'm pretty sure that I won.
Yeah.
All right, so the big question that a lot of people want to know, whose idea was it to bring the show back, almost live, bring it back as the 206?
Who wants to know that? I mean, you say all the people, but who are they? Name off some of their names.
I'm not naming any names.
All right.
Well, it actually was the idea of a 68-year-old woman from Silverdale, which would surprise a lot.
Do you remember what she said? She stopped us on the street, and she said, you're Pat Cashman. And I remember, he goes, yes, I am. He's always very nice.
And then she said, you need to get back on fucking TV, you a-hole.
That's right. And she had a silver tongue. And then she said, you know what you ought to do? Get off your asses and do local comedy again and make fun of Burien and Fife. We're still hilarious, damn it.
Just don't make fun of me.
So it was her idea. We got to give her credit.
Yeah, she was terrific.
Oh, man. What has been your favorite sketch so far in the comeback season?
In the humpback season?
Comeback.
Oh, comeback.
It's probably the one with Christopher Walken and the cowbell.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the favorite one.
And that one, I don't know if you've seen the bit where I come out and there's normal people, and then I've got these little teeny tiny hands.
Yeah. He plays Kristen Wiig in that bit.
Yeah.
No, I don't think that I have a favorite bit so far. We've tried to just, be as wide-ranging. We do a lot of local stuff, but we try to do stuff that's just general comedy. And, obviously the sweet spot is local stuff. People still love it when they see a Simon Rowe or Breaking Ballard. When they see that stuff, we always get the biggest reaction. But
why would you go away from that when people tell you that's what they want, that's what they like? We could do, you could do national humor, or, international stuff, but SNL can do that. What we can uniquely do is local stuff. Where people live around here. They love that. We
don't pretend that we can be, we're not going to be funnier per se than somebody like an SNL. We don't have a staff, and this isn't our full-time job, but I think that we absolutely are more relevant to people around here because we get to joke about what's in the news in our neighborhoods, and it's unique to the Northwest, and obviously Almost Live gets credit for that, but we couldn't do the show in Phoenix and joke, but hey, Tucson, right? That we learned over decades that certain neighborhoods had personalities and are funny because Almost Live taught us that.
And things have changed. Ballard in our early days was a place where there were a lot of octogenarians and people drove real slow. But now it's much more gentrified. Young people live there. They put up all these condos and stuff. But the jokes might still be the same because people's ideas of these places haven't changed that much. Right. Even though in lots of ways they have changed. So I say, gee, Kent is kind of cool now. Ballard's kind of cool now. But thank God we still got Enum Claw.
And Linwood, it's like Linwood doesn't have the internet or something because it's exactly the same.
They don't even have TVs out there.
It's just so
not color
it's so
TVs.
Cute to go through there. You go through Linwood and some of the North Seattle areas, and they'll still have signs on the side of the freeway for motels that'll say, color TV! That's what they're advertising. Like you're going to pull over, hey, honey, they got color TV over here.
What color do they have?
Do they have running water, too?
I'll ask.
Clean linens? Hot damn!
Oh, man, we're going to talk with Pat and Chris Cashman and a little bit more. But first, a trip to Mississippi with Tito Lopez featuring John Connor trying to get on. Juice Radio's Fresh Juice online at GoJuiceRadio.com and the TuneIn app. We took a trip to UK, music from Roll Deep featuring Camille, All or Nothing. Back with Chris and Pat Cashman of the show 206, airing Saturdays on King 5 after Saturday Night Live. Have any of you guys ever been interviewed or tried interviewing for Saturday Night Live?
We have placed a lot of phone calls. They have not returned any of them. But as far as we know, we're still in consideration. So, because they have not returned to say no, we think we're still in the running. So that's a good.
People never believe me that I had no interest in going to do a show like Saturday Night Live, because in the days of Almost Live, it was just wonderful. It was not a pressure cooker. People weren't smacking each other, backbiting each other to get their stuff on the air. We were really a great, amiable group of people, and I thought, I don't want to give that up and go try and wrestle around with a bunch of other people, because I'm not necessarily an aggressive guy when it comes to championing my own stuff. I just want to do it. I just want to do the creative stuff, have fun with it, and I don't like an undercurrent of bad feelings that is inevitably going to happen when you go farther up the ladder where there's more money and more pressure involved. So I think this is a pretty sweet spot to be.
A lot of people don't believe us, even with this show. They think, oh man, so this, just now, back when you were just there, we just got done taping the TV show, a lot of people said, hey, you guys going to get picked up by Comedy Central? People want to connect the dots for you and assume that we all want to go buy houses in Hollywood and all that. We'll buy houses in Linwood and just stay here. This is, something about doing a local thing and seeing people in your neighborhood smile is pretty darn cool, because I really don't believe that this exists anywhere else in the country.
Yeah, right there. Perspective is everything. And Pat, I think you got a piece of hair hanging out of your mouth.
What about it?
Well, get it. Why don't you get it?
If I do have a piece of hair hanging out of my mouth, that means there was hair on that food that I just went and ate over there.
You know what?
We know whose hair it is.
This is Juice
too.
Radio. They didn't need to know that. They would never have seen it.
That hair was supposed to be coming out of my nose, not my mouth. Let me stick it back where it belongs. There we go. There, it's back where it belongs now.
Oh, and we did speak about, Almost Live, but also I know, Pat, I think you did some work on the Bill Nye Show, right?
Yeah, I was I did a little writing and stuff on there and some acting, but I was the announcer for Bill Nye the Science Guy. So my job basically was, you'd hear me in things like, Bill, better not touch those two wires together. They could be hot. Bill, uh-oh. Just that kind of dumb stuff. But I would be the last guy in the process of putting those shows together because they would find that they had little gaps of dead air or something and they needed something in there, so they would stick me in there to react to something or to make a comment or something like that. It's a lot of fun. I don't know why they used me as the announcer. They didn't audition anybody else. They just let me do it, and I didn't even know what I was doing. I didn't know. What is this show? But they keep asking me back, and and everybody that's in the business around here hated me for that. They all wanted that gig, and I didn't do anything to earn it, but I got it, and so it was really fun.
Well, and that's one of those shows that did spin off internationally, and so I know some of the executive producers that we work with on this show too said that I think it's in didn't it go to China, and so they had to have Chinese versions of his announcer. His voice.
It's fun to hear those.
In German, so to have somebody have to do your voice. They had a German version as well, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It was a great experience, and again, it was a national show, but it was produced right here in Seattle. They were right across the street from the old King Dome.
And in fact, you can connect the dots to this show because some of the folks who produced that show, we worked with on another show that just wrapped up in the last spring or so. It was called Biz Kids. It was a nationally syndicated kids show on PBS. And once, it was probably last April, to answer your question now in terms of how did the show come about. It was last April. That show was wrapping up. We were sitting around the office, he, me, John, and those folks, and talking about, man, this show's over. What are we going to do now? And it was just hey, we always love when we get to do comedy together. When we get to do the funny stuff, that's when we just, life is good. And we just started talking about, what if we did comedy? Is this finally the time? Because these guys for over a decade have had people bothering them on the street about, hey man, bring back Almost Live. And of course they'd love to, but
like it was within our power to do it.
And that's what people don't understand. It just times have changed. And TV stations are firing people. Local TV stations don't have the money. I mean, that's why you see new anchors.
They have
and
the
reporters.
money. They won't spend.
Yeah, that's true. They got to spend it on the choppers. But that's why you see new TV anchors and reporters every 6 minutes on these local stations here. Because they just, next. So we sat around talking about it and realized, well, what if we evolved the technology? We're all producers, writers, behind the scenes too. What if we cut out the middleman and create this show ourselves? Figure out a way to make it ourselves and then just put it on a TV station. And so we kind of we did some stuff, made a little trailer, put it on YouTube. People found it, got on Facebook, PI posted it. It went crazy. We said, let's do a live event. Let's play some of this stuff at a live event. We did Triple Door. It sold out on Facebook. All we did was put it on Facebook. It sold out in 2 days. We did this event. People laughed at the stuff we were doing. We said, wow, you know what? Something's happening here. And then King 5 was cool enough to say, hey, we heard what you're doing. Let's talk. They wanted to put it on. And really that's sort of the, connecting the dots from Almost Live to Bill Nye to Biz Kids to the 206.
We make a lot of jokes about how late we are on.
Yeah.
At 1:05 in the morning on Saturday, Sunday nights. But it really doesn't matter because, people watch it whenever they want. People DVR stuff, they watch it online. So your time slot doesn't matter. What is important is that you're on some sort of television platform, and if you do a good job, and we hope we do most of the time, people will find you.
And, the ratings even reflected that. We tried doing, we were on the 105 after SNL, which is where King convinced us. He said, look, that's where the comedy audience is. That's where they're watching. We get great ratings for SNL. If you guys can keep some of that audience, you'll do great. And then we also aired a version the next day at 7 o'clock p.m., which we thought there, for people who want the family-friendly time, and that got next to no ratings. And the one at 1:05 in the morning got really great ratings. So, and we're not talking about great for 1:05, I mean great for primetime numbers. So we said, you know what, there's enough people that are interested in this that'll watch it, and then now there's more and more people watching on DVR too, so that compounds. So we just said, let's just embrace it and go with it.
So, do you know if there's going to be a second season already, or has it been?
We've been canceled. Actually, we just got informed of that information right before.
Yeah, this is a tough time.
They said, you guys have been canceled. Juice Radio's waiting. Can you get in there? So,
in fact, we want to replace you guys with Juice Radio. We're going to do a TV version of Juice Radio.
So, congrats to you.
May the best man win, and I guess the best man was you. So
this is the worst night of our lives right now. So, no, we don't know. We hope so. You know, like any small business, you don't hope to make one batch of something and then go out of business, but I think we're all being very realistic with this, and that it's an experiment. We're trying it. It's certainly not easy to pull off. We have some very generous sponsors who have helped us pay the bills to produce it, but this isn't a way that any of us make our living or pay our own rents. So, it's very difficult, with a very small crew. We really are kind of a small business model, but we love getting to do it, and it's so fantastic that people care and want to watch it, and then they'll come. That we had 200 plus people here tonight to watch from a studio audience is amazing, and hopefully we can continue on with this thing. Yeah.
I mean, anybody listening to you right now, I would bet there would be few people in your audience that would say, "Man, if I had a chance to do that, I'd go for it. I'd do it for free." And that's almost what we're doing.
That's the promise we made to ourselves, and we said, "Look, we're going to do this even if it's for free," and because it's such a cool opportunity, and then when you get some sponsors to come on board. We have a lot of people here who come just for the audience, frankly. We have Tuda Bella, who comes and serves food. These guys, 2 beers. These guys bring beer and serve it to the guests like you. And
even if they don't want it, they throw them on the floor, they hold their mouths open, and they pour the beer down.
Yeah. It's really neat what happens here.
But we're also bringing in people. We feel really lucky. We brought people that you see on TV all the time, commercial spokespeople, celebrity athletes, and other people have been part of the show as well. And I think back in the days of Almost Live, we just sort of were reticent to ask anybody, and now we're finding that all you got to do is ask, and people say, yeah, I'll do that. It's surprising to us.
And you've seen some stuff that, the TV audience won't have seen yet. But yeah, we had cameos from, people like Tom Douglas, famous chef around here, Sean Kemp, So, it's been really neat for us to just say, hey, would you do it? And people go, yeah, the 206, yeah, let's do it. It's just kind of a fun culture that we're creating around this, and like I said about that Numos event, is a Sonics rally right before they shot the arrow through our heart and said, you're not getting a team and I've got to catch a flight to Oklahoma City. This was the night before that. I was there at Numos with Kemp, and Macklemore showed up. It was just a cool thing happening, and they were saying, hey, Chris, we want to get you up on stage, man. And I was going, no, don't, please, don't. I'm thinking, Sean Kemp, the Rain Man's here, man. Macklemore's here. My God, don't put me on stage. Nobody's going to care. This crowd won't know me. They don't. And you know what? When they started doing it, and they shoved me up on stage, and before they can even announce it, there's guys from the audience going, the 206! Woo! And it was one of those moments where I just went, wow, this is so cool. And to get to see that people and cool people cared and know what we were doing. And then when I talked to people afterward, and they'd say thank you. That's the neat thing about this, is a lot of people say thank you, which is interesting. Thank you for doing this, because a lot of people I think seem to get like, hey, thanks for reviving this missing local comedy thing around here.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. You forgot to put in the part where you got beat up in the parking lot.
Wow, but I think I'd put it as that they were tenderizing my meat.
Yeah.
Yeah, right there. Basically, do you guys know about the local comedy scene? Do you know about any other comedians that you would be interested in maybe possibly bringing in future seasons?
Hell with anybody else. It's all about us.
It's a cutthroat business, and we're ready to cut anybody's throat.
Yeah.
We've done a little bit of putting our foot forward with that. We had a stand-up comic around here that we like a lot named Dwayne Goad that has been on our show.
Brooks Macbeth. We had Kelsey Cook tonight, a very funny female. And we do comedy show events. We've been at Parlor, Tacoma Comedy Club. The crowd turned on us. You can find that online. No, they were good sports. We asked them to turn on us, but we definitely do our share of comedy club things and try to, have folks involved when we can.
But when you're in the process of putting these shows together, like we are right now, we're too busy to do any clubs, but we hope to do that after we get a little breathing room here. We'll try to set up some more dates to get out and about. We do a little stand-up, and people get a chance to see some of the video bits even before they air in some cases, which is fun.
All right, thanks for coming through, you guys.
Well, yeah, can I do some cool imaging for you?
You're listening to Juice Radio.
That's free. That's for you.
Honestly, the interview sucked. That was the best part of it.
Hey. Yeah.
More local music for you. Last year's number 4, freshest in the Northwest, Nacho Picasso and Avatar Darko. It's called He Smells Like Lean Spirit from their EP, Vamsterdam, dropping on June 10th.
They can't call it that!
Yeah.